Hello everyone, my name is Nargis Nasreen and in today's video we are going to talk about default constraint. So let's start. Why do we use default constraint? So let's say that like if you are not going to insert any value in the certain field, so whatever value you have fixed as default value, that will be visible there. Okay, and if you are going to add any external value while inserting the values in like in the columns, then that default value will get replaced by the new value. So how to add this constraint? So it's very simple. Like if you can see in the customer table itself, on the number of complaints, I've added this default constraint, which is default is 0. That means if no complaints are there, then it will be visible as 0. Okay. So this is how we add default constraint. To verify this, what we can do, we can go to customer table and click on this icon and go to DDL command and see here you can see that a number of complaints default constraint is applied and the value is 0. Okay, so now let's try to understand different things, like what if you have to drop this constraint and what are the different ways to apply this constraint. Okay, so to drop this constraint we have to write down alter table, name of the table which is customers, then alter column, name of the column on which this constraint is applied, which is number of complaints, and then we are going to write down drop default, okay, which is the name of the constraint. Okay, so now let me execute this query, and this is executed successfully. Let's see in the customers table in DDM. See, now on this we can say number of complaints, there is no constraint applied. I mean default constraint applied. Okay, so now let's go back. So this is the way how you can drop this constraint. Now how you can apply this now using alter command. So for that what we need to do, we need to write down alter table name which is customers. Then now see, applying default constraint is a bit different than other constraints. So let's see, now we have to write down change column and then the name of the column which is number of complaints. Now again we have to write down number of complaints which is the name of the column. But what if we want to change the name also? So when we write down change, you can change like different things like the data type, name of the column, and you can apply default value also. Okay, so that is why I'm repeating this name of the column, which is number of complaints. And then we have to write down int. Like again, we have to repeat the data type. Like if you do not want to change, you can give the same. If you want to change, you can change. Okay. And then we have to apply this constant, which is default 0 and the semicolon. Now, when we write down the default 0, you can put it inside single quotes or double quotes or without quotation mark. Everything will be same. Okay. So now let's execute this query. Okay. Now let's check whether this is applied successfully or not. Yeah, this is applied successfully. So like this, we can drop and we can apply default on this any default constant on any columns. Okay, so we are not focusing much on this constant because it's very simple to understand. There's not much to talk about. Okay, now let me do one thing. Let me show you how this table, which is customers table, is working like. Okay, so we do not have any value. Let's do one thing. Let's try to insert a value. Insert into name of the table, which is customers. And the columns we have to mention. Now see, customer ID is the primary key, as you can see here. Then number of complaints default is 0. We can enter value in first name, last name, and email address because they are not null. We cannot keep them empty. So we have to write down the name of the column, which is first name, last name, and email address. Okay, then we have to mention the values, and let's say the value is going to be John, the last name is going to be Vic, and email address is going to be, let's say, john123@gmail.com, and in the end we have to give semicolon. Let's put it in 2 lines so that we can see this properly. Okay, now let me execute this query. It is executed successfully. Now let's try to run this select command again. And now see, by default, the number of complaints is 0. Okay, and the primary key is customer ID, so that is why. And it is auto increment, so that is why it's starting from 1. And it will increase on its own. We do not have to mention. So on those fields where we have applied not null, we can say constraint, in that we have to mention the value. If not null is not applied, then you do not have to. If you think you have to give the value, you can skip that also. That will not cause any problem. So this is how we work with default constraint. So that's all for this video. If you get any question, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.